Hi pals, welcome to my channel, Moo Budgets. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for joining me in yet another video. You know how much I appreciate it. But yeah, this is basically just my journey from being skint, living wage to wage, overdrafts, credit cards, completely unprepared for life events, and to be just being a bit more organised, a bit more in control of where my finances are going and what I need them for and all the rest of it. So if that's something you'd like to follow along, you know the drill. The main thing I do ask though is leave me a comment. I love the comments. I absolutely love chatting to you all, finding out what you think about my journey, getting all your tips and advice and all the rest of it. I do really, really appreciate it. So the first thing I need to do today actually is fill out this properly with my bills in it, but however, we haven't done that yet. Nothing much on Father's Day at the end of the week. I still haven't closed out my budget for this week properly because I still have some spending to do when I go to work this afternoon. However, I have done a bit of a calculation in the hopes that I can get some sort of rollover for us to start off with. So it may be a little bit out, but I predict it'll be roughly about 538.42 in my rollover. I didn't get my expenses on Friday like I expected. There was a mix up in the office, so they should come into my bank on Monday. But I have paid my rent regardless because I don't want to keep it another week. That's paid. I'm taking £5 in from my money that I have and I set it aside in an account that I get in from Etsy to pay for postage. So in total, all of my incoming this week, will be 128,546. I have one bill to come out, which is my car insurance, and this should hopefully be the last payment of this, and then in July I'll have paid it annually. So that's exciting. And that comes out on the 18th, so only the one bill this month, and that takes us down to this month, I keep saying this week, that takes us down to 123,858. My cash envelopes and my card spending that I do are all pretty much the same. £45 in groceries, which has gone up from 40. £5 for the dog, £70 in diesel. I actually filled my car up. It wasn't quite on the red, and I filled it up full the other weekday there, and it took £87 to fill, so it would have been over 90 if it had been in the red, which is gutting because I use a full tank a week. So I'm hoping at 70 will do. Come the summer months I will have a lot less travelling to do, but at the minute that'll do. I'm saying a lot less travelling, but I mean a lot less travelling for work. Obviously we have our big holiday travelling to do, but that'll be accounted for in my holiday spends. My spending miscellaneous are getting the usual 5, work spending is getting its usual 10. Etsy postage, I'm predicting that I'll have £5 rolling over from the £10 I put in this week. So the £5 that I'm adding in and the £5 that I'm rolling over will take it to 10, and I'm going to start putting money into my electric just when I have. Oh, excuse me. There we go again. Always yawn. Don't yawn throughout the day apart from when I'm doing a video. £10 for electric. When I've got some money, I'm going to put some money aside into my electric, so that I've got money there ready, rather than all of a sudden having to put £50-60. Who knows how much I'll need to put in a month when I actually do have to go up to the current prices, and then come October they'll be up again. So I'm just trying to get myself a stash while I've got a little bit of extra cash. So in total my envelopes and cards come to 160, so we'll take that away from the 1238, and that leaves us with 1078.58. I'm going to put £95 into sinking funds, which are over the page. So I have beauty, I'm going to put £10 in, clothing I'm going to put £5 in, treats I'm going to top up because when we go on holiday we might want to get ice cream and things like that. Gifts are going to get £10. I've only got one birthday now in July, but obviously we've still got Father's Day to get for. I've got my dad's. I've just got to get my boyfriend a wee thing, so don't need much in there. There's already some money in there. I'm going to start putting money away again for the dog's groom. She's just had her hair cut wasn't the best cut she's ever had, but it's done now anyway, and she's a lot happier in herself with this warmer weather. Weekend away is getting 20. Car maintenance isn't getting anything. It's fully funded. House is going to get 10. Christmas is going to get 10. Vet fund is going to get 5. Car insurance, which is for 2023, is going to start getting topped up now while I've got extra cash as well, so that'll be £5. Car tax isn't getting anything at the minute, and my emergency is getting 10. And then we've got our challenge, and then this is our envelopes at the bottom. Did it the wrong way around this time. So that £95 taken away from the 1078 leaves us with 983.58. I'm not going to put anything into extra debt this week. I've done my debt, so that's fine. And then I've got my McMoo challenge at £10. I will have some money hopefully from here for the penny challenge, but I'm not going to budget for it. So that leaves me with a rollover of 973.58 hopefully. So that's good. And that's got one more week of June. However, we do have some big bills coming out in June. The last week we do have our MacBook, and that'll take us to about £200 bill total. So having that nearly £1,000 is good, because July is obviously holiday month, and it is also a 5-week month, I believe. I thought June was, but it's not. But I think 5 weeks will be into July. The one thing I have noticed I haven't been sharing with you guys, although I do it, just haven't been sharing it, and it was only on the back of Budgeting with Kerry's video when she showed you all the money that she saves in her sinking funds and everything, that I realised I don't hardly really share this with you. But this is my sinking fund tracker, and I fill it out every time after I've done my cash stuffing, so really I could do it on camera. I just kind of forget about it and do it later. But yeah, at the start of the month I decide I count all my envelopes, and that's what I have in total, and then whatever I add, and then whatever I take out of, I also put in here. It's just easier for me to have it all in one tracker rather than having it in individual trackers inside of the binders. So yeah, that's what I do with that. And then anything that goes in and anything goes out, and then that is my monthly total for the end of May. So I started off May with 3,405, and then I added monies throughout the month, and I took some monies out here and there and everywhere too. And remember, at the start of the month I did actually empty my 100 envelope challenge as well, so extra money went into that from there, to fund like car insurance and whatnot. So that in the end of May I actually have £4,010 within all my sinking funds and my savings. So obviously these sinking funds will get used, so that number will go down. However, I'm hoping that over time, you know, will continue to grow, because I won't be spending when I spend for Christmas, or when I have to pay out my car insurance and my car tax. That'll bring the total down a lot, because obviously that'll be, you know, £1,000 sort of thing. But it'll still, hopefully you'll see it building up over the time, and you'll see that there. So that is good. So that's exciting. Good to see it all written down. So this is, I need to trim this one, but this is June's one. I should have printed it on US letter to fit into my book, but it's easier just trim it all down. So as I said, I started in June with 4,010. I put £95 in total in the first week, and I put £100 in total the second week, but I also took out £40 for the dog groom. So that's calculated there. So yeah, so that is, I do this every week, I just don't show it, but I can start showing it, it's not a problem. But yeah, so that's us for today. I'm going to go off and get showered and dressed, because I had a rude awakening this morning. There was police at my door. Now, anybody that knows me knows I live in the tiniest, sleepiest of villages. There's nothing happens here. We don't really have any crime as such. I mean, you might get the odd drunken brawl if there's a dance on or something. We have dances in the summer months, or barbecues or whatever. So you might get like somebody getting drunk and having a fight then. But generally, day to day, you do not expect police at your door. So I got a bit of a fright but they just wanted me to move my car. The wind turbines were driving through the village on their way to their final destination out way out in the wilds of the area, and my car was parked on the road, so they just wanted it to move so that the lorry wouldn't have to navigate around it. Not sure what they would have done had we been out, but anyway. So currently my car is sitting over in my neighbour's driveway. They are not here, so it's fine, but I'd better go and move the car too. So, but anyway, have an absolutely great weekend. I'm working this afternoon, but I've got the day off tomorrow, so we'll see what happens. I do have to do my cash stuffing and close out video, which we'll probably do tomorrow. But for now, take care and have a good weekend. Bye.